The Tamagotchi Meets came out last week in Japan, and so far I am really enjoying mine. But I'm hearing a lot of people ask, is it really worth going ahead and getting right now? So today I thought we would take a closer look at the Meets and the Mix and see what's different, what's similar. So here I have my Pink Fairy Meets as well as my Sanrio Mix Tamagotchi. Now the Mix came out in 2016, and the Sanrio version came out in 2017, so it's still fairly new. They appear to be about the same size. When looking straight on, I feel like the Meets looks like it's a little slimmer, but when you actually look at them on the side, you can see that they are the same shape, same screen size, and then the backs are the same. Both take 2 AAA batteries. Let's go ahead and power them on, and I'm sure that you will see one big difference right away. Yeah, that I am so disappointed with. The Meets takes about 3-4 seconds to power the screen on, and that doesn't sound like a lot, but when you notice that the older Mix turns on almost instantly, that feels really disappointing. So if we start looking through the menu options, the layout and interface appears to be the same. One thing that I keep noticing and I can't seem to ignore, they have a different tone beep, and I feel like the Mix is louder. I know that probably doesn't matter to some people, but it just keeps striking me as weird because I am running the two at the same time. I'm usually playing with them basically at the same time. But like I said, these appear to be very similar. There are a couple differences, of course, in like the options. But other than that, if you had no problems navigating the Mix, you will certainly be able to navigate the Meets. Before we dig any deeper, I think it's important to note that the Fairy and the Magical Meets are identical with the exception of one location. So whether you're thinking about getting the Magical or the Fairy, this information can help you either way. So the main concept behind the Meets is that with the new features they've added, you can more easily meet more Tamagotchis and more Tamagotchi players. So the first location that we have here is the Tamagotchi Hotel, where you can stay and of course meet other Tamagotchi characters. The games in this Tamagotchi are also water and resort themed, and we'll take a look at those in a second after we finish this volleyball game. But I think it's important to note that inside this Tamagotchi is Bluetooth, which makes it super easy to connect with various phones and tablets to use the Tamagotchi Meets app. Again, the interface is all very similar, so our games are in the same spot. We go to the Tama department, and then we are going to go down to the game corner once we get there. Alright, so this is a surfing game. And again, these games are going to be the same for both the Magical and the Fairy Meets. And I personally have not played all the versions of the Mix, but to my knowledge, these games are new to the Tamagotchi world. So then we also have this game where your objective is to grab a present. Now you have to grab all the presents, you can't mix any. So see, we have 2 coming in here. Gotta jump down right away to make sure you get the second one. You can also have twins, and they reintroduced Tama Pets in this version as well. So do I think you should go ahead and get a Tamagotchi Meets? In general, I personally don't think it's maybe the best purchase if you're kind of on the fence of getting one or not getting one. First of all, I think the Meets has some major issues. Like that screen lag when you're first turning your system back on. I don't know, that's really annoying to me. And then I've also heard some people say that when they send their Tama to the hotel, when they go to wake their screen back up again, it just won't turn on completely. And the only way they can get it to turn back on is if they take the batteries out and put them back in, which that is no good. I'm sure as more and more of us get around to unlocking the different locations, we are probably going to run into more just little bugs like that, and they don't completely ruin the experience of the Meets, but I would hope that as they release, like their special edition Easter one that's coming out in the spring, that they would maybe try to fine-tune things as time goes on. And personally, I'm guessing that the Meets is going to be around for a little while. I don't think the price is going to, suddenly jump up or anything. I don't think you will have a problem getting a hold of one in the near future unless you're specifically looking for the white shell. And especially when you consider that they've already announced another version of the shell, these will certainly be around for purchase for a little bit longer. What it comes down to, in my opinion, is that the Meets certainly adds some fun and new features to the Tamagotchi, but it's not a totally, completely new concept from the mix. For yourself, you'll have to weigh the new features, the twins, the Bluetooth, and the pets against the issues, like the lag, the battery issues that are coming up, and you'll have to see if it's worth, the $50, $60 for you to spend. If money is really tight in your family and you are only going to be able to buy one Tamagotchi in the coming year, I would say wait. If Bandai does what they have done in the past, there's certainly going to be more versions of the Meets, and hopefully they will have some improvements. And within a year's time, I don't think the price is going to skyrocket, especially considering that they're already planning on coming out with another shell in the spring. Another question would be, if you don't own a Meets or a Mix, which one would I suggest getting? That's tough. If you are a Sanrio fan and you feel like you are going to eventually need to have the Sanrio Mix, I would suggest getting that as soon as you possibly can. So I bought the Sanrio Mix maybe a week or 10 days before the Meets was announced. I paid $65 including shipping for the Sanrio Mix. After the Meets was announced, I noticed that the price has creeped up, and the last time I looked at it, I think it was $85. Personally, my non-expert opinion, I'm guessing it's probably going to stay there or continue to increase. I hope some of this information helped if you are trying to figure out whether or not to get a Meets. If you have any questions, please leave them below and I will certainly try my best to help. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I will be making more videos about Tamagotchi as well as other toys. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.